The marathon right now. Yeah, I'm going to be running Wally on the PC. This is kind of a long run, about 2 hours, so you know, hunker down, enjoy, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So run starts at the moment that I hit play game after creating a new save file. So we're ready to go. So I'm going to start this run in 3, 2, 1, go. Now this game has a lot of unskippable cutscenes in it, so a good chunk of the run is actually just waiting. Yeah, so while we're here, I would like to just give some shout outs to the Testicular Cancer Society. They're doing a lot of good work with raising awareness of testicular cancer and with helping people get connected to resources when they need it. So that being said, if y'all like people not having testicular cancer, go down into the donate link below this stream and give some bread. They will greatly appreciate it. We'll all greatly appreciate it. And yeah. All right. So what we got here is we got two different controllers. So I got in one hand my controller, and on my desk I've got fast scrolling mouse, which I'm using almost exclusively to mash through dialogue boxes, because there are many of them, and this game runs at an astonishing nearly 500 frames per second, so that gives some real good opportunities for mashing and just using your mouse to just push that button as many times as possible. So most of Wally's movement revolves around this move that's called the box charge, wherein Wally turns himself into a cube, like so, and gets a little bit of a speed boost from it. So the vast majority of this run will be punctuated by just the sound of Wally getting big and small and big and small over and over again, which increases his speed over just like normal going fast by about 33%. This game natively runs 500 FPS on PC. TF2 only runs at 140 FPS, but this Wally has a lot simpler graphics than TF2 does, and is from only a year later, and was meant to run on the PS2. So, yeah. I personally average between 300 and 500 FPS on this game on any given level. Oh, whoops.
Phase 10. Prepare for the charge level checkup. Phase 11 to read. Prepare for the path clearing proficiency checkup. You'll have to destroy the scanning. By and large,
we going fast. We gaming.
Accessing previously unvisited areas and activating objects will let you get where you need to.
All right, yeah. So this game gets a lot of flack for being a mediocre movie game from 2008. But actually, like, unironically, this is one of my favorite video games just because of how, I mean, it has some actually really tight platforming in it. And it's pretty easy to get through at the beginning. But like as you try to get more and more skilled at it, the skill ceiling is surprisingly high. It's a pretty solid game. Is it worth the like $15 on Steam that it's at right now? Yeah, personally, I would wait for a sale. But you know what is worth $15? The Testicular Cancer Society. Donate. Yeah. Alright, so now what we got is the first of what are called motor coaster levels. These bad boys will lock Wally to his maximum speed, and basically the objective here is to just get to the end of the level as fast as possible, while doing some jumps and stuff. However, this level has a skip that we call quicksand because the level is called Sandstorm Sprint, and we do it quick by skipping the vast majority of it. So we're going to do our first out of bounds skip in this level, and it's going to be a good time. Stay tuned. Alright, so spamming box charge is only useful for this first section here, because once Wally's on a ramp, that move loses its effectiveness. So we're actually this is going to be one of the few breaks we get in this run from spamming the box charge move. So we jump down onto that bridge there, and we're down at the bottom of the level now. Yeah, so the skip is called Quicksand now, but it was actually originally called Sand Trip. But it got renamed because Two Spaces thought Quicksand was a better pun, and he was right, so we went with that instead. And we got more cutscenes. Again, this game is like almost entirely cutscene. So yeah, this is pretty much just like watching the 2008 Pixar film inspired by this game. That's right. Got Wally, you got his little cockroach Hal, just chilling. These FMVs are pretty neat, because when you're watching through the run, you can see some nice animation errors. Like in a second here, you're going to see Wally move out his little nook, and he's going to stop, but his wheels are going to keep spinning. Oh yeah, high quality skybox. Yeah, see, spinny wheels. Alright, and this is one of the shortest levels in the game, so don't blink. That's it. We pretty much completed this level. It's literally exit the truck, go into FPV to spot the artifact, collect the artifact. This is the only one of these bad boys we're going to be collecting this run, because every single one of those plays an unskippable cutscene. We can't have that. This is a speed run. And here we go. And that's the level, folks. Two extremely short segments punctuated by long cutscenes. Let's go meet our friend, the other Wally unit. Whoops. got some boost there. That was not intended. Dang it. Here we go. Oh yeah, this game was in fact made by the same studio that made Microsoft Flight Sim and also A Plague Tale: Innocence. If any of you guys have played those two games, they were a much smaller studio back then. But yeah, they're still around. They're still making good games on what is actually the same proprietary engine, but a newer revision. So this game has some of its DNA in modern, really high quality titles. Oops. Sad. Game ate my jump input. There we go. Alright, we in. Most of the puzzles in this game revolve around collecting these blue energy charges. There we go. Alright, we in. Most of the puzzles in this game revolve around collecting these blue energy charges. There we go. Jeez. Okay. I'm really choking here. The collision around these little pistons is kind of wonky sometimes. Yeah. So if you guys have ever played the Wall-E video game, some of you may notice that this game looks kind of different than the version you may be used to if you played on the Xbox 360 or on the PS3 or the Wii for that matter. The reason for that is actually the studio that was hired to develop this game, Heavy Iron Studios, took the development for current gen consoles and decided that they didn't really want to do the development for previous gen consoles. So for the PSP, PS2, and PC versions, they actually contracted this out to Asobo, and that's why we have different versions of the game. And in fact, there are actually three versions. The DS version was made by Helix Studios, and they are that version is entirely different from either, and is really a 2D-ish. I don't know if you could really call it a puzzler, but it's really just based on driving to blocks and very slowly carrying them across the map to throw them at buttons. Yeah, there's also the J2ME game for mobile phones, which is released by THQ Wireless. We don't know a whole lot about that game because none of us have compatible devices, but it's out there. Whoops. Rip door skip. There we go. So this level, Hidden Treasure, is the one that almost always ruins my runs, just because it actually has some real tight platforming in here, and any mistake will send you all the way back down to the bottom of the level. There are no checkpoints, so if you don't die like on the way down, then you're just, oh jeez, no, yeah, just like that. Yeah, we're down at the beginning. We got to do that all over again. Got to skip this door. I shouldn't have said anything. I jinxed it. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, this level eats my runs for breakfast. It is okay, because, oh jeez, we will keep going. Oh jeez, almost had an oopsie there.
Pop in right quick. I do have a donation for you.
All right.
We got $20 from the Sunshiny Days with the comment, "Have a by and large day." Parentheses, drink beans, drink beans, drink beans.
Well, thanks for.
This is, of course, going to the Strawberry Will Drink Beans Again donation board, in which I will purchase a what is it called? Grass jelly with fresh milk and green tea ice cream and red beans from my local weird beverage place. If you've not seen the clip of that before, I'll have to find it.
That sounds.
Also went towards a poll. Now the shotgun in Dark Souls 3 has $20. The MP5 still in the lead with 25, but there is some contention right now. Back to you.
All right. Thanks for the dono, Sonny. I hope you also have a by and large day, and I too am looking forward to watching the Strawberry drink some beans. So, yeah, let's raise some money for testicular cancer awareness and get those beans drank. Oh yeah, another thing that you may have seen shortly before the donation got read was I did a cube animation skip, and that's a thing that you can do in this game where if you land on a trash pile from the air, sometimes the cube animation just gets skipped. It's not entirely clear why that happens, but it does. And it saves a couple seconds before you actually have to throw the cubes, so that's it's very nice and convenient. We have to keep changing the goal because people keep raising so much money. Yeah, y'all are doing great. Just at helping out, so we're glad to have you all here. And the Testicular Cancer Society really appreciates all the money you guys are raising. Testicular cancer really sucks. Remember to just always check your balls whenever you have the chance. because you don't wanna have a bad time. Alright, so this level, you're normally supposed to chase this dot like all the way around the map a few times, but if you just send it backwards, it goes back to the beginning. Bally. Yeah. Dude, if Wally had balls, he would be checking them, because, I mean, 700 years is a long time to go. He definitely does not want testicular cancer. You don't want testicular cancer. I don't want testicular cancer. Know the signs, know what to check for. Even if you don't happen to have testicles, you should know what the signs are anyway, because oftentimes it's not the person that has it that discovers it. Alright, so this level is called Shipyard, but we in the community affectionately call it Skipyard, because this is actually one of the most optimized levels we have. We actually managed to skip like a good 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how good you are at the game, of run, by skipping an entire segment of what is already still one of the longest levels we have. So we're going to be showing that off in a bit. Alright, so we start off by skipping the Tony Hawk half pipes, because we don't actually need the speed that it provides. And we're doing this section sideways instead of doing the zigzaggy pattern that they want you to go. And here, rather than go up on that ramp, we're just going to turn around and clip through that ceiling. And because we skipped a couple of Eve checkpoints, she's just going to keep doing her default animation instead of the scripted animation for this scene. So Hal is just kind of sitting in the air there. Eve is supposed to have her gun out. She doesn't. And we're actually not going to be seeing very many of Eve's animations here, just because the game doesn't know what to do with her when you're not following the prescribed path. So here we just have to collect a whole bunch of these blue batteries. Pretty simple process. Bat. Whoops. Whoa. Actually took damage from the cyclone there.
The diodes will have to be turned off. You're all clear.
Alright, so what I'm going to do now that I have opened this door here, we're going to not go through it, and instead we're going to go back up to the starting area, because opening that door just activated the next series of checkpoints. And so we are going to go directly to the end of that sequence, skipping a lot, and I mean a lot of platforming. So this bridge jump here is kind of tricky. It usually takes me a few tries to get it, but it saves a lot of time, so it's very worth. All right, so this here is actually frame rate dependent, so we're going to do a damage boost off of this this obstacle here. If I can line it up properly. There we go. And the height that you gain from that is actually dependent on the frame rate. So I'm running at about 300 FPS right now. if you're getting any less than about 210, there's a different setup that you have to do that's slightly slower. But yeah, that's pretty neat because not very many games have text like this that are dependent on high frame rates. So here's the first part of my run where the actual pointer function of the mouse comes into play. So I'm putting down my controller. Eve's supposed to be up there, she's not, but she's still casting a shadow. And we're going to go ahead and trace this with our mouse, by some definition of tracing. And there she is. Still doing her default animation.
Directive?
But this time it actually somewhat fits because the timings just kind of coincidentally line up. But she's supposed to be a little bit more interested in that cube there. And here you're supposed to be doing a race with Eve. Eve is programmed to stay a specific distance ahead of you, and that lasts for about 3 laps, but she's not able to move backwards. So, whoa. That's the first time in a long time that I have died there. Whoops. But yeah, so you can't move backwards, so if we do the race backwards, we only have to do 1 lap instead of 3. There's a couple of tricky jumps here that you have to pull off to make that happen. But by doing this, we save quite a bit of time. So we're just gonna go around like this. Go! Alright, there we go. And that was Shipyard. Boy howdy are we behind.
Lolly. Eve.
Time to trace, scribbles frantically. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Yeah, that finish line in the cutscene is actually not there in the level because this is a cut thing. So we're going to do an out-of-bounds skip with Eve now. And we're going to try and skip most of this level by going under there. And Eve actually still wants to come up above the level. We got stuck in the wrong part. It's okay. We're Gucci. We actually made it through anyway. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of invisible walls down there that you have to kind of navigate. I got the second most optimal route. Usually you can just go straight line to the end of the level. This time I had to kind of follow through there to make sure that I didn't get stuck. And it's actually like surprisingly hard to get Eve to stay under the level when you get pushed down there. Sometimes she'll start like glitching out, and then the game will move her up in order to try and rectify the situation. So you gotta get under there before the game realizes that you're stuck. So now that Eve has taken the plant, she's going to get taken back to space, and in order to do that, we got another motor coaster level. Unfortunately, we don't have any skips for this one, so this is actually going to be played exactly the way the developers intended, which is unacceptable. but we're doing it anyway because we gotta finish the game. So yeah, while we're waiting for this cutscene to end, if you guys are interested in doing some real good for people around the world, not necessarily in space right now, but who could be in space in the future, you should donate. Alright. So here we're just trying to take these corners as tight as we possibly can and try and go about as straight as we can. This is actually just like playing in a normal racing game, and just trying to squeeze every last frame we can out of here, because that's the only way we can actually optimize it. Spicy content. That's what we serve here. The content is spicy so that your food doesn't have to be. Unless you want it that way. I'm not judging. Alright, so the end of the level is actually triggered by touching something that's not normally floor, so we're going to run off the edge there, and that lets it end slightly faster than just running off the end like you're supposed to. That's pretty much the only unintended time skip we have here. And now we're going into a auto-scroller shooting gallery type level that I'm going to play exclusively with my mouse. So this is going to be a time. Just going to be using Wally's somehow incredibly powerful laser to just blow up satellites and comets, because there's trash out there. This is a pretty not super interesting gameplay here. You're just basically shooting things as fast as they can appear. Yeah. One quirk here is that you have to shoot these crates, and you gotta target those kind of first, because the game won't actually let you advance to the next segment of the level until those charges get collected. So as soon as one of those bad boys appears, you want to be shooting it, because a lot of times those are the things that are going to be choking you up, just like that. I didn't forget to split. It's at Stowaway to Space. That's where we are. Alright. all Gucci, all Gucci. It happens. It's late at night. I also am not very good at reading at this hour. Oh. Yeah, so here they introduce some camera shake to make your life a little bit harder. But not that much harder. Now, if you were playing this on a PS2 with like an analog stick, the aiming might be significantly more difficult, but this is a PC. This is the year 2020. We have technology like mice. So all the shooting levels are very easy here. Some of them are even true auto-scrollers, so you can't save or lose time at all. Yeah. Alright. So we got a whole bunch of minor skips in this level that aren't super big, but collectively they still save a pretty solid chunk of time. So starting off here, we're just going to try and cut some of these corners a little bit. Try to hit as many of these boost plates as we can, because those are the places where Wally has his highest possible speed. And here we're just going to jump down to the next segment, wait here so we don't deactivate the cart, and then now that it knows that we're ahead of it, we get going again. And here we're just going to go ahead and cut a corner, like so. Save a little bit of time there. And now we're going to do a fun Simon Says type puzzle. This is the first time we see one in the run. Normally you get like 3 or 4 of them. Just gotta do that. Oof. Trying to do them fast with an analog stick kind of sucks though. There we go. Yeah, the worst variations, these are the ones where you have to do diagonal movement because it will only register one direction at a time. So you gotta like actually confirm that Wally's hand is where it needs to be before you click, otherwise you have to redo the whole cycle. So just jumping down there. And on to the next segment. This is basically an auto-scroller. The floor in this level kills you, so you gotta ride these little carts, which move excruciatingly slow. So we just kind of sit here, make Wally play musical theater, and wait. Now the cart actually still reacts to Wally's movements here, so if you move to the front of one of these, it'll skip ahead a little bit, but that doesn't actually help you very much because there's only so far forward you can move. So you're pretty much just trying to get to the next platform as quickly as you can. And some of these start moving automatically, so you just gotta wait.
Remember and reproduce.
And another Simon Says.
Clear.
There we go. Alright, so here we're going to try and skip some of these half pipes by jumping diagonally, like so. The half pipe animation ends up losing a couple of seconds per time, so you don't actually want to be doing that whenever you can. Here they're mandatory, because we haven't yet found a way to get up onto this track that the cart's on. It is technically possible, but we haven't been able to achieve it without using the developer tools yet. Oh yeah, we are hardcore vibing. Boop. Alright. There we go. And so this one's a true auto scroller. The cart just moves at a constant speed. You gotta avoid getting hit. And you're shooting. So now would be a good time for you guys to all check yourselves. Seriously. Testicular cancer sucks. You don't want it. If you feel any lumps down there, that's a problem. You should go see a doctor. If you don't feel any lumps, that's great. If you don't have any testicles to check, that's also great. If you anticipate having to check any testicles, lumps are bad. Yeah, about 5 hours casually if you're like already, you know, acquainted with how video games work. This was actually the first video game I ever played, and I played it on a system that was not capable of completing some of the levels, so I took a good chunk of time, about, I think it took me about a week on and off to beat, when I was actually able to complete it. I spent several months on one level that's you're going to see in a second, though, because it relied on a lighting effect to be able to complete, and my computer at the time did not support Pixel Shader version 3, so I just had to kind of do it in the dark. And then there was a later version of that same puzzle where the platforms were moving, and then I just wasn't able to get past that until we got a newer computer. So that was kind of fun to deal with back in 2008. Back when my ability to complete the Wall-E video game was like the biggest challenge that I had. Ironically enough, in the speedrun, we actually don't use the lighting effect in this stage, so we use a faster version of the strat that I taught myself back then to beat it.
All hands on deck! What? Who's there?
Congratulations, Captain. If you are seeing this, that means the Eve probe has returned from Earth with a confirmed specimen of ongoing photosynthesis, a plant. It's now time to go back to Earth and begin Operation Recolonize.
Go back? Back to Earth?
Affirmative, Captain.
Well, let's open her up. Where's the thingy? Plant. Right. Yeah. So, where is it?
Contains no specimen. Probe's memory is faulty.
Probe's memory is faulty. Eve did not check
So
herself
then-
before getting examined.
Not going to Earth?
Affirmative, Captain.
The probe must be defective. Send her to the repair ward for a checkup. And fix that robot as well. Have it hosed down or something. It's filthy.
Alright. So here is Life on the Axiom, our first and only 100 battery door. So this level consists entirely of just opening up these doors and getting acquainted with the reject bots, several of which we're just going to not use.
Dial code to gain access. Clear.
So to start off, our buddy Hans here, his job is to destroy boxes. He has like 1 or 2 uses throughout this game, and then we just kind of leave him there. Over here, we're going to do what's called vacuum skip, or one of several vacuum skips. So what you're supposed to do here, this gopher robot over here will destroy your cubes if he catches you with them. But if we put a cube over there, just outside of his vision, we can clip it through the wall like that, so that we don't have to unlock the door to get the vacuum robot out. The vacuum's purpose is pretty much just to spit trash in your face so that you can turn it into a cube, thereby smuggling cubes past Gopher. But we don't do that. In fact, we don't do that at all during this run, because all three uses of the vacuum bot in this game are skippable. So this is defib. It opens doors. We do it like twice outside of this level.
Stop. I insist. Do not pass.
I should probably not be talking during these.
Get away.
Clear.
Oh yeah, so one other mechanic I forgot to explain is that playing music causes these robots to come towards you. They have incredibly bare bones pathfinding, so you have to kind of baby them around. If you're trying to guide them through like a maze, they will not like be able to follow you normally, so that kind of hinders your movement speed, and you gotta strategize around that, or usually strategize around it not doing that.
Clear.
Don't want to ride the umbrella bot unless you have to, because it's slow. Yeet. Alright. Yeah, so normally there's a lamp bot that's supposed to follow you around, show you where to go. We don't do that. We just do the jump, and it's pretty pog. Wally's box charge is overpowered. It will one-hit most enemies in this game. So it's pretty much your one move that does everything, because Wally's jump gives you like no height, so pretty much all of your platforming relies on speed here. So you've got one move that makes you go fast and instantly defeats all defeatable enemies, except for there's like one or two things that have to be killed with explosive cubes. Yeet. Alright. Yeah, we're doing not too bad for a 2 a.m. run. Next level is called Robot Rescue. It's got 2 segments. We got some neat routing here. So first up, we got our defibrillator brought. Then we got a guide in a perfectly straight line towards this door. That's a puzzle. Yeah. This is gaming. Hey, Thing Explainer. Thanks for stopping by. We're here for some robots too. We're playing Wally and raising money for the Testicular Cancer Society. So, you know, yeah. If you have testicles, you should check them. If not, know the signs. Lumps are bad. See a doctor if you have lumps. Oops.
Clear.
Alright, so here we're going to do something neat. We're going to completely ignore Mo, because he doesn't really do anything if you're fast enough. But we are going to activate a boost with this umbrella bot that allows you to skip having to cross the entire floor on this excruciatingly slow machine. So we call it to our location, and if you do this just right, if you time this box charge, bam, there we go, all the way across. It's direct yeet. Oh, whoops. Okay, I missed a battery somewhere. It's probably in the opening room, the entrance room. Yeah, there it is. Okay, there we go. Alright. These guys are going to throw cubes at us. We have enough health that we just tank the damage. We don't deal with it. We just need to get our defibrillator friend to this door as fast as possible. Oh, okay. Jeez. usually that works. I got cocky. What are you doing over there? We do the jump, bring it back over. This guy gets angry. And now we're in a cutscene, so he can't hurt us. He's not a threat anymore. And now that the floor is available, we got another Simon Says puzzle.
To gain access. Clear.
Speedy Speed Boy mode.
Dial code to gain access. Clear.
Alright. So we only needed to... Oh, right. We're going this way. We only needed to activate 2 of those 3 buttons because there's a nice... the platforms that they lower they're low enough, or sorry, high enough up that you can just with enough speed just kind of coast down and not actually need the 3rd one. So that's a nice feature to have there. Yeah. The crate up on that table that we went through there, you're actually supposed to access that by jumping from one of the higher up platforms, but that little one there works just as well if you time your jump right. So it saves a little bit of time, gives a neat platforming challenge. Yeah. And here you've got a boss gauntlet with just a whole bunch of stewards. Just yeet them all. And got the funny cube up there. Oh, it despawned and fell. Wally drops the cube when the animation starts. Sometimes you can get it to stay up there, and if it stays up there when the column comes down, it'll hover. So that's why it's the funny cube. Alright. So now we're at part 2 of this level, where now this door is open. So we collect our 30 batteries, put them in the battery box, and our first and only use of the lamp bot. So we're going through here, and he is not following us. So the reason we need him here is because this area has these, they're called Remmies. They're robotic rats that will attempt to zap you if you come too close, and the lamp neutralizes them. So once we're past there, we don't need him anymore. We know the way through here, but we need him to get rid of the Remmies. So that's what we're doing. So here we're just throwing this magnet cube to get the attraction cube under the receptacle so that it can power this platform to come down from above. Grab this cube here, shoot these, lower the wall, through the cube, yeet. Rotate that, and now we can just stroll right on across here to, guess what we got?
Please
Another
decode
puzzle door.
sequence.
Just copy the pattern. Pretty normal.
Clear.
Rat-to-toing. Alright, so there's another vacuum bot over there that we're supposed to use. We're gonna not, because we have the power of a platforming at our disposal. So we're just gonna ride along this window here, activate that arm, come back over here, pick up the cube, dispose of our steward bot, and wait. Bap. Alright. And we're golden.
Dial code to gain access. Clear.
Alright. Well, alright, so here we don't care about getting caught because we're in and out of this room faster than the stewards can even, like, get to us. And here we have a fun time. There is a relatively high chance of the steward bots in this room being below the floor, and this can make or break this level. And it looks like one of them is down there, so we're in for a time. Oh geez, they're all over the place. You get over there. Oh, see how that one just kind of teleported behind us? Alright. So there's one underneath the floor right now. So we need to see if we can get it to return to its spawn point by going into box form, letting it ignore us, and hopefully this is one of the ones that has a kiosk. Otherwise, it'll pop up eventually pretty much randomly. Oh, there it is. Die. Okay, there we go. And it just went back under the floor, so we only had like a couple second window to figure that out. This is entirely random and it's just entirely based on frame rate. So, yeah. It's just some RNG that can kill your run an hour in, so it's a fun time. I have in the past thought about experimenting with dynamic CPU loading, see if I could run like an instance of Intel burn test in the background linked to a hotkey to try and lower the frame rate during just that segment, but haven't gotten around to testing to see if it'll actually work. This bug does not seem to appear on older machines though, so if you have period hardware from 2008, you won't be able to do the fast strat for Skipyard, but you probably will have fewer unlucky stewards, so it's kind of a trade-off there. I know why all my splits are red this time. It's comparing against my sum of best instead of my PB. That explains quite a bit, actually. I didn't think this run was too bad.
Caution, rogue robot. Warning, rogue robot.
That's going towards me drinking bean juice. So let's have a look at these goals. See if they've been met.
Please
Looks like a
decode
drink of
sequence.
beans, and we're $1 away from Neighbor Song singing Bakanatay.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you guys so much for the donos. We really appreciate it. Yeah, and let's, I'm looking forward to seeing the Beans and the Bakamitai karaoke. Whoops. So keep it coming.
Clear.
Whoops. Boop. Alright, there we go. This is a pretty solid human highway. Alright, so here is a Pod Blaster, or as we like to call it, Pog Blaster. This is another shooting gallery semi-auto scroller, but we got a fun glitch here where we can actually cause Wally to hit himself with the laser, so I'm gonna demo that real quick. Basically at the beginning of the level there's a little window where the cursor is allowed to go, but that window has to be extended a little bit so that you can hit the OK button, and that allows us to point the cursor at Wally, which you'll see in a moment, and then
Now turn on all
it'll take a little bit of health away from him in a level where he doesn't actually have health. And now he's facing the wrong way, and he's just going to be stuck like that for the rest of the level, just kind of peeking out the bottom of the screen. Why does an escape pod have shooty lasers in it? Nobody knows. But it does, and it has unlimited charge, so you can just blast this thing indefinitely, which makes it actually easier than the previous incarnation of this level, but I guess there are more projectiles or something, so that makes it a little bit more challenging maybe. And we can't actually kill that one, so we got another high security door for emergency exiting.
clear.
There we go. And that was Pog Blaster. Alright. So now we got Cosmic Speedway. We are playing as Eve, just trying to chase down Wally. But you have a gun, so you can shoot him as much as you want. He won't actually get hurt. And yeah, not a whole lot going on here. Just trying to go as tight of a path as we can get. You got to pass through a certain number of checkpoints. We spend most of our time actually ahead of Wally because he takes the less optimized path and just sometimes appears in front of you. But yeah, we're not following him. We're following the checkpoint path. So just basically wherever you see these crates, you go in that general direction. As long as you're following the crates, you end up where you need to go. No need to follow our little boxy friend here. There he goes. And here comes the best voice line in the game. You guys that know it, you know what's coming. Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious!
Goodness gracious.
Caution. Rogue robot.
There we go.
Caution. Rogue robot. Caution. Rogue robot.
Plant. Okay, we're on pretty decent pace.
Rogue robot.
Did you see the new thing at that one? Yeah, that was pretty good too. But that's not as prominent of a voice line. I'm also partial to, oh, I haven't seen a robot like that before. So here we just shoot Gopher with the laser. Oh, it's unused. That's right. Just gotta wait. Do more shooting. If you haven't checked yourself yet, even though I've reminded you several times, you should check yourself. If you have someone who you can check, you should check them as well, with consent, of course. And if you want to help those who check themselves and got bad news, you should drop down into the donate link below this stream to help out the Testicular Cancer Society. Because cancer sucks. Testicular cancer sucks about as much as other cancers do, but doesn't have nearly as much awareness as some other ones. So, you know, help some folks out. The folks at the Testicular Cancer Society would greatly appreciate it, and yeah. And there we go. It's the end of our level. And here it is, the longest cutscene in the game. If this weren't a marathon, this is probably where I would go and like fill my cup with water or take a bathroom break or something. But we're marathoning, so I'm gonna talk to you guys instead. I hope you're all having a good night, good early morning, good whatever time it is in your current time zone. Thanks for stopping by.
Prepare for landing.
We got some very good causes here. It's 5:30 p.m. in Australia. Oh, that's fantastic, Shorty.
It's nothing.
I hope you're having a good evening, good afternoon.
What is this?
We got some games.
The plant? How'd you find it? We could go back home. Can it really be true?
Future is bright.
Otto, look! We're going home!
Negative, Captain.
But it found the plant!
It found the plant.
All we need to do now is get the plant to the hollow detector.
Sir, I insist you give me the plant.
Gopher! Hey! That's my plant!
That's my
Where are you
plant!
going? Come back here! This is mutiny! Probe, arrest Otto!
You are confined to quarters, Captain.
No! Mutiny! Mutiny!
Mutiny! Alright. Who's ready for another motor coaster? Gotta go fast. Interestingly enough, Wally doesn't start off that far behind Eve, but she's not actually visible during this level, so I don't know what happened to her. I don't know how she cleared all these jumps, for that matter, as, you know, a rolling, sliding egg. But she makes it, and this is one of the interesting quirks of this game, actually, is that it was developed in conjunction with the movie, and the movie has had a last-second change to the script, wherein at the end it's Wally that gets zapped instead of Eve. But this was made too late to actually adapt the game to it, so now Wally is the one that's okay, and Eve got zapped. So this entire next level is actually an alternate retelling of what happens in the film, because of some last-second story decisions on Pixar's part. Ooh, okay. Spin up our scroll wheel there. Eve is Sonic's robot Sona. Yeah, it sounds about right. Eve the Hedgehog. We interrupt this cutscene to bring you our mid-cutscene activity. And this concludes our mid-cutscene activity. Thank you for watching. Giant Wally, Wall A for Axiom class. Handshake Beam, Samus, Sonic, and Eve being characters who become egg. Oh, that's a hot take. I like it. Real spicy. Hello, sus. Timmy Turner. My name is Dugsdale Dimmadimsdome. Dimmadimmadome. Thank you for locating my long lost son, Dale Dunsmadome. Dinsmadome. If there's anything I could ever do to repay you for your kindness, all you need to do is ask. Dimmadome? Do you know the Dimsdale Dimmadome? That's right. Oh, wait, no. This... Ooh. That's right. Alright. So here we got some actually really challenging magnet cube platforming, because we're trying to avoid using this umbrella bot at any cost, which frequently means standing on top of the magnet cube and doing some precise throws so that it does not do that. Come on, open. I'm begging you. It's literally right there. There we go. Shoutouts to the Steam review that said this level is unbeatable. It's only unbeatable if you're not willing to get good. Oops. Dang, okay. It's getting late. Either that, or I am losing my touch. Where'd the cube go? There's the cube. Alright, so here we got to get off before the cube kills us there, because it's attracted upwards after that throw. But we made it, so we're Gucci. Alright, so here we only have to defeat the first wave of stewards. Once the door opens, these guys, they're ignorable. They pose no threat. Wally is, for the most part, a pacifist. He says after brutally murdering two of these guys, oops. Let's see. Dang. I can usually... There we go. If you do that right, it saves a few seconds of half-pipe platforming. If you get it wrong, it doesn't lose you very much time, so... There we go. More robo murder. Yeah, there's a lot of it. Alright, here we go. Yeah, hey guys, I'm not 2064 arcade. I'm Robotic Rocketeer. Yeah. Oh, sweet, I don't usually make that jump. It's all good. You're doing great, Trashathon staff. It do be like that. Tony Hawk Pro Skater Robot Edition. Yeah, if you want to unlock Wally in Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the cheat code is up, left, up, right, smash attack, dash attack, triangle. You can't unlock him in the game, unfortunately. Whoops. Whoops. Whoops.
You're all clear.
So most of the time, these steward bots, you have to get rid of them before you can attempt a puzzle, but this one's travelable region ends just outside that door, so you can just ignore them. Yeah, if you leave them alive most of the time, they will come and attack you during the puzzle, and they'll kick you out, and then you have to redo the whole cycle all over again, so you usually just kill them to be safe. There's a few exceptions where you don't have to do that, and that's one of them. And the cycle time on these walls is absolutely terrible because it was designed around casual players who take a reasonable amount of time to collect the collectibles. We're doing this fast, so we just have to wait. And they put the last three right there because I guess they didn't know where else to put them in the level. But that's it. That's fixing Eve. It is a marathon of a level, but we're going at it, so yeah. And currently only 4 minutes-ish behind some of best, so yeah, we're on pretty decent pace. Ego. And Eve's alive. We can now get back to gaming. Lego my ego. Alright, so this one's fun. So the way this level is structured is there's a whole bunch of little segments that you have to get through that are gated off by what are essentially water fountains, so you have to go and turn them off. However, these rows of fountains, only the outer two have collision, so that means that we can actually entirely skip the first one by damage boosting up onto a wall and going to the next segment, and then all you have to do to get past that is to just do a precise jump onto one of the middle ones, and it's going to be a fun time. So we're gonna kind of demonstrate that now and try and get through this level. And of course, first we got to start off with some Frogger. Here we go. Lego My Ego, the video game. Ah. damage boost up there, and now we can skip this portion with a nice, careful wall ride. So the if you mess this up, the game will drop you into the water, which you don't want. So you gotta be a little careful there. We're going to kill one of these stewards, but not both of them, because we need him for our damage boost. Oh jeez. Collect some health there. Throw the cube. And here we go. And we got spotted. If the cycle times are bad, you get spotted instantly. Sometimes, if you're careful, you can avoid that. These optees will block you from box charging, which is kind of bad.
Match color pairs to gain.
So now we are dangerously low on health.
Clear.
There we go. First try. We don't care if this one sees us. We just go. And picked up a little bit of health there. Which we then promptly lost. Okay. I'm going to actually kill these guys because I don't really feel like dying in this segment. And I died. On the plus side, we're now back at full health, so yeah. These jumps are a little tricky. What I'm doing here is actually a frame-perfect box charge into a jump during Scooby-Doo frames, which is where it allows you to jump shortly after you exit the platform. The reason this is useful is because the box charge grants you the speed immediately, even if the animation doesn't complete, which allows you to cover more distance during your jump. And your ability to jump doesn't actually have to wait until the end of the box frame or box charge animation. It just waits, or you can't do it until you let go of the button. So if you can push those two buttons in rapid succession, then you'll have yourself a good time. Boost me. There we go. Sad. Whoa. Camera's kind of wonky up here because the game didn't intend for you to be up there. But if you can get past that, pretty GG. And here you just gotta get rid of the stewards to open a door, so. Oh. That's nice, the cube dematerialized. Here, we're going to boost up onto the steward platform to get rid of these guys a little bit easier without having to waste projectiles. Because the laser takes too long, and cubes are a precious resource, so we try to waste as few cubes as we can while doing this. Dang it. There we go. And now we just got one final. This is the actual last steward gauntlet it's going to throw at us. We're in the arena. We got nearly full health. We're moving the camera in circles because these guys only spawn when you look at them. And we are going to make one cube, and one cube only in this segment, because if you drop a cube, these guys will throw it back at you. So as a result of that, you want to be managing that thing with your life. Because these stewards have no qualms throwing their fallen comrades back at you. Alright, where's our cube? Oh, it despawned. Cool. Also, there can only be so many trash piles or cubes loaded at a given time, so sometimes your cube just goes away. Gotta confirm that it goes away though before you actually start making another one, because otherwise you're gonna get hit. This next level is Robot's Last Stand. It's pretty short, just gotta go fast, straight line. The end of this level was actually originally going to be a playable segment where Wally attempts to hold up the holo detector. We discovered this because there's actually a playable holo detector model in the game files, but we haven't figured out a way to actually get it to work because it's very, very context specific. But my assumption here is that playtesting probably did not think that it was a great idea to include a level where you were, spoiler alert, destined to die at the end by way of plot magic, so it got cut. Yeah, so here Wally's going to hold this up. What would this have been? Maybe a button mashing segment? Maybe, you know, matching the prompt to what you input. Now it's a cutscene. So we got the captain here saying,
You're relieved of duty.
"You're relieved of duty." And there we go. Manual control has been restored to the Axiom, and Wally is looking pretty sad.
What's the plant in a holo detector?
Plant origin verified. Global reparation.
Yeah, the reason I said a prompt response thing is because it's very likely that there would be. It's because I got inspiration from the cooking mini game in Ratatouille, where it gives you prompts and you gotta push the correct directional button. It would very likely be something like that. But But yeah, I think playing a mini game and then at the end, after all that effort, you die is not really good practice in a kids game, so it got removed. Oh, thanks, Forest Dump. I made this this layout myself in Microsoft Paint. If you like the layout enough to consider donating, you should go down into the donation link, because yeah, the Testicular Cancer Society could really use your money to help out with people who have testicular cancer. And on that note, I would just like to give one final plea to everybody. Please check yourselves. Check your balls if you have them. If you don't, check someone else's balls with their permission. They need. Yeah, we don't want this to be getting to be going unchecked. Testicular cancer isn't fun, and it doesn't have as much awareness as a lot of other cancers, so it very frequently goes undetected until it's too late. With their permission. Alright. And that is it. At the end of this cutscene here, we will have completed the main story. And we will have completed Wally. So, yeah, we're a little bit behind schedule. So normally I would have crashed the game at the end of the run, but to try and move things along, I'm going to go ahead and not. So, thank you guys all for stopping by and watching my Wally run. Thank you especially for the donations and helping out the Testicular Cancer Society. I would like to give some quick shout outs to Strawberry for hosting this. We're all having a great time here as runners. Shout outs to the Wally Speedrunning Discord for hosting such a cool community of runners and helping me get into this game. Yeah, shout outs to viewers like you. Thank you for watching and being part of the speedrunning community. And that's it. That is the run. So yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Strawberry, just let me know if the run is or if the next runner's ready, and if not, I'll hang in here and
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Robotic Rocketeer, especially since you offered to step up and swap runs at the last second. I think a lot of people, when they watch these marathons, they really undervalue, like, not just the production work of running the stream, but just the sheer amount of difficulty you have in lining up, like, 93 submissions in some semblance of order where everybody can participate, or as many people as possible can participate. And so anybody who volunteers and says, yeah, I can swap last minute, super helps with the situation.
all right. Thank you, Strawberries.
So we'll go ahead and get ready for the next run. I will
All right.
cut to the Be Right Back stream section, and we'll catch you guys here in just a moment.
All right.
Thank you again so much, Robotic Rocketeer.
Oh, of course. Thank you for hosting, Strawberry.